Alright, so I have two movie reviews, alright? A double feature movie review for Pacific Rim and Grown Ups 2, alright? Let's start off with Grown Ups 2. Now, I was not looking forward to it. The trailer did not look funny at all, it just looked really lazy. And the Grown Ups movies, if you ask me, especially this one, this is like the Expendables of comedy, but I mean that in a bad way. As in, I didn't see Expendables 2, but I saw Expendables 1. Expendables, like, they had this big cast, Stallone, you got Schwarzenegger, you got Jet Li, you got Jason Statham. You got all those guys, and they act like it's going to be some big, fun, epic action movie. But really, it's just a disappointment filled with a shaky cam. In Grown Ups 2, you got Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, David Spade, Kevin James, Nick Swartzen, this big comedic cast of Happy Madison actors, and they, again, they make it like it's going to be some big, hilarious, fun comedy of the summer, but in reality, it's not. They're both disappointments, in my opinion. I mean, I'll just say this. If you want to see a comedy with an all-star cast this summer that definitely lives up to its expectations and is hilarious and is probably one of my favorite movies of the year so far, go see This Is the End, because This Is the End is definitely the movie with all the hilarious comedic stars. This Is the End is hilarious. The Grown Ups 2, however, is awful, and it's, in my opinion, one of the worst movies of the year. I mean, Adam Sandler, he's talented. I mean, he's made really funny movies in the past, but this is just one of the worst movies I've seen him in. I have not seen Jack and Jill. I've never seen that. But from what I've seen, this is one of his worst movies by far. It's just so stupid. I mean, it's one of those movies where there are parts of it where it's like, okay, that's funny, but then they ruin it with a puke joke, a pee joke, just some unfunny, generic toilet humor that you've seen a million times before. And I don't know, it just got old after a while. And not only that, but they repeat those same jokes over and over and over and over and over and over again throughout this entire movie. And it just got old and annoying after a while. It wasn't even that funny the first time. It wasn't actually it wasn't even funny at all the first time. But let alone the 10th time or the 20th time, it's just like, come on, is that all you can do? It was just so lazily written. Believe it or not, the only parts I found funny in this movie, probably one of the only things I found funny was the kids. Yes, the main actors that you see on the poster that they're advertising. I didn't think this is funny. I don't even think it was their fault. The script in this was horrible. I think Adam Sandler wrote this. I'm not sure, but come on, you can do better than this. You can be funnier than this movie is. Again, it's just so lazy, and the kids were probably the one of the more funnier things in this movie. Everything else in it was terrible. I mean, is there really more I can say? And it's just not a good comedy. Don't see Grown Ups 2, if you ask me. I mean, if you really want to go ahead, I just did not find it funny at all. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 only because there were some funny parts here and there, but it's maybe like 4 laughs or something, but it's still an awful movie. 3 out of 10. I saw a much better movie though. Came out the same day. Unfortunately, it did worse. But it's a great movie, Pacific Rim. Now, believe it or not, I was not looking forward to Pacific Rim at first. I saw the trailer, I believe, before The Hobbit. And when I saw that trailer, it just looked stupid to me. It looked like another wannabe big summer blockbuster that's going to fail. It looked like Transformers Battleshipy at first, but then I kept seeing more and more trailers in it and more TV spots, and I read a little bit about it, and it looked and sounded better and better each time I saw or heard about it. And so I finally went to go see it. And I must say, for me, in my opinion, with summer blockbusters, you can either be really great or really bad. There have been, especially this summer, there have been a lot of summer blockbusters that have tried to be huge and fun, but have failed miserably. Miserably? Miserably, sorry. I don't know. But, some examples of this are White House Down, The Lone Ranger, and a couple others. Yeah, White House Down, The Lone Ranger, After Earth, Oblivion. Like, these movies have tried to be big, blockbustery, but I didn't even see any of those movies I just mentioned. The only one I've seen is The Lone Ranger, and it was not that good. This movie, however, is a blockbuster that succeeds. And, last year we had Battleship, Total Recall, etc. But yeah, this movie is really fun. I mean, it doesn't even feel like a modern day blockbuster. People going into this are not going to see this because it looks too much like Transformers or Battleship. I've heard a lot of people say it looks like that. Trust me, this movie is nothing like those. I definitely recommend it. You should definitely give it a chance because it's not Michael Bay like at all. It actually feels more like you're watching an 80s blockbuster or even a 90s summer blockbuster than more 2010 summer blockbuster like Battleship or Transformers. Or you don't even, or even, it doesn't even feel like a 2000s blockbuster movie. This is definitely very old schoolish. And Guillermo del Toro, he's trying to pay homage to those old kaiju monster movie, those old monster movies from the 80s. And I say good job, The film looks very nice, very visual, very great to look at. And this movie also has quite some substance in it too. Like, you get a lot of character development, and it's just a fun summer action movie. Then the monsters fighting the robots, that's fun. It's a little over 2 hours. It doesn't feel that long. Like, that's also another problem with the Transformers movies. I feel like the Transformers movies go on and on and on. But this movie, again, you can't even really compare them. It's a lot of people, like, I assumed that when I first heard about it, but then I heard more about Pacific Rim, and it's a really fun movie. It's definitely a great summer movie. It's a summer movie that succeeds at being fun, and I have a feeling it'll come down as one of the more underrated movies of the summer. So yeah, definitely go see Pacific Rim. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, alright? So 3 out of 10 and 8 out of 10. A bad movie and a good movie. So go see the good movie, Pacific Rim. So that's my review for Grown Ups 2 and Pacific Rim. I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully within the next week I'll be back for reviews of VHS 2, Only God Forgives, and The To-Do List. I'm 51 Movies You Might See. Sign